as it turns out, when you go through menopause, the reason it happens, a woman is born with the amount of eggs that she's ever going to have for her lifetime, right? So when that last egg leaves the hopper, you lose your cycle, estrogen drops, and the estrogen during childbearing years is released from your ovaries. Well, once the last egg leaves the building, your ovaries don't have that responsibility anymore. Even though your body still need to produce estrogen, that responsibility is transferred over to your adrenals. Hello and welcome to my channel. I'm Trina Claiborne, your 4C hair transformation coach. If you are new here, welcome. If you're a subscriber, welcome back, and I'm glad both of you are here. So in this video, this is a promise that I made from the last video. If you haven't been on the channel, I have started a 6-month hair regrowth from menopause hair loss. And if you haven't seen that video, please subscribe to the channel and check it out after this video. But the reason I wanted to do this, I wanted to help you understand why menopause actually causes hair loss. Now, first of all, I want a disclaimer. I am not a doctor, I'm not a nutritionist, and I'm not even a health or holistic guru. What I am is a person that has experienced menopause firsthand. I'm 8 years in. And what I want to share with you is just to kind of give you a quick background on why I'm here and have made this shift in my life, because how you do one thing is how you do everything. I did a paradigm shift. I reinvented myself decades ago into being unhealthy, looking this way. That was in around 2008 to transitioning into 2012. I did my first figure competition in the bikini division. And then in 2016, this was my last competition in the figure because I had to switch because I was a little bit too muscular. In 2016, this competition was the last year that I did a competition, and it was also the year that I went full-blown menopause. Now, I was in such great shape. It took about 2 years for me to start to feel the effects of menopause. So things that I used to do to stay lean and healthy and energetic wasn't working anymore, right? I started gaining a little weight. The things that I was doing just wasn't working. I started losing sleep. I mean, things just started shifting. Now, for those of you that didn't start out at that healthy level, may feel the effects of menopause a lot sooner, but this was my experience. And then right after that, of course, the big C happened in 2020. So all that time, I had been starting to do some research and trying to figure things out. And if you know, my hair journey started in 2019, and because of all the research that I was coming across, I knew that I needed to get rid of as many endocrine disruptors, and my hair was one of the choices because I was perming my hair, and that put major chemicals in your head and just in your body is absorbing it. So that's why I went, that's one of the reasons why I went natural. But what I want to tell you about menopause is an internal problem, right? Now, even though we're going through this 6 months challenge, those things are actually addressing the external things. But what I want to accomplish in this video is to let you know that it is an internal problem, and once you understand how it happens, we can reverse engineer to correct that And then our efforts during the 6 months challenge is going to be even better with the results. Okay? So, as it turns out, when you go through menopause, the reason it happens, a woman is born with the amount of eggs that she's ever going to have for her lifetime, right? So when that last egg leaves the hopper, you lose your cycle, estrogen drops, and the estrogen during childbearing years is released from your ovaries. Well, once the last egg leaves the building, your ovaries don't have that responsibility anymore. Even though your body still need to produce estrogen, that responsibility is transferred over to your adrenals. Now, if you're coming into menopause and you already are fatigued, you already have a toxic diet, toxic lifestyle, your adrenals is already fatigued, it's kind of like, they have all these responsibilities, and now you're dumping one more thing on them, and they were like, wait a minute, you want me to do what? I got to start doing what? And they already taxed, right? And that's when the hot flashes and all these things happens. But even though I'm explaining this in a very simplistic way, the endocrine system, just like your entire body, is extremely complex. But to make this understandable, I want to pull out all the simplicities of it, because the endocrine system is actually controlling everything. It's responsible for every processes in the body, right? It's speaking to every organ. It's checking through with your brain. Your pituitary is releasing this. There's this feedback loop that's going on. Well, because of this spider web of communication, when one hormone drops or become deficient, it really impacts the whole environment of your endocrine system, right? So when you go through menopause, your estrogen and progesterone drop tremendously, right? And then unfortunately another male hormone becomes very dominant. It's called androgen. And that particular hormone impacts the hair follicles almost immediately. What it does, it chokes it out to where it can't grow as much, and the hair gets thinner and thinner. So over time, if that is not corrected, then it'll appear that you'll start seeing more scalp and less hair, right? And if you don't correct that, it's going to continue to spread, and after a while, then you end up having to wear wigs all the time. But there's things that you can do to help it. I'm not sure if it could be totally reversed, but you can definitely slow it down and encourage the hair follicles to grow. So knowing that your estrogen has dropped, and if you're like me, I want to keep everything natural. I know that doing the external things that we're doing in our 6 months challenge is definitely going to help the external things. But the things that you can do internal, now one of the things that I've done, I have hormone replacement therapy. I chose not synthetic. I am doing a plant-based therapy that I have implants done, and it's called pellets. It's the pellets that I have, and they're plant-based. And so that is helping with me with the estrogen. Now, of course, they do a blood work to see how much hormones, what your hormone panels look like, and that dictate the dosage that you get. Now, one of the things that I'm doing in addition to that is I'm bringing in plants that have more estrogens in it that help to support the adrenals. One of the things that I'm doing is choosing whole, organic, fresh foods. That's plants, vegetables, and fruits, right? Because I don't want to use processed foods, because the thing about processed food, they do have chemicals in there that mimic estrogen. But even though it can be attracted to the receptors, for the estrogen receptors, because it's not authentic, it's going to cause some side effects, right? Because it's not the real thing. And so you want to put something in your body that your immune system can recognize, which will be from plants, because whether you know this or not, because there's some things that are true whether you believe it or not, and what I'm about to tell you is on that list, that humans, animals, and plants all came from the soil. You can check that out in Genesis. And so for us to thrive, we need to stay connected to the source, right? So for a plant to thrive, it's got to be in the soil. For an animal that is a herbivore, animals that are herbivores is going to thrive off of the plants. And if you're going to be a meat eater, my suggestion is to select animals that are vegetarians, because you are what they eat, right? Because whatever they eat, you're eating. And then two, you want to make sure that if you're eating, you're going to eat either grass-fed animals or eating the plants and vegetables that has seeds, right? Things that God made, because that is going to sync well with your immune system, because your immune system and the receptors are looking for those types of things. So that's why I want to make this video, so that even though the body is extremely complex, the endocrine system is so complex, but God made our bodies to where we can keep it running by doing the simplest thing, and then the body just automatically take care of all of these complex transactions in the body that it needs, and converting things and using certain enzymes and acids to be able to convert one particular thing into something else that your body needs. So you don't need to know how all of that works. It's kind of like an electrician. You know, you come into the house and you want light, you just flip the light switch, right? You don't need to know how electricity works. You just need to know where the light switch is, right? And if it's not working, you just need to know where the power panel is, and to make sure that the power hasn't been flipped off, right? And if that doesn't work, then you call the person who knows how to do electricity and see what the problem is. So the same thing with the body. So if you just eat the foods that God made for you and let the body take care of itself. But I just wanted to give you this video to let you know that menopause hair loss is an internal problem, right? So if you have a SAD diet, which is the standard American diet, then you're going to have to do a flip on that if you really want to see the efforts of what you're doing externally to combat menopause hair loss, to make that even better, because you're helping your body restore the estrogen that you lost during menopause. So I hope that this helped open your eyes and to really take a look at your lifestyle of getting good sleep, exercising, moving your body in different ways. You don't have to, do CrossFit or anything like that, or have an intense workout. But at this stage of life, that style of workout doesn't work anyway, because I used to be that girl, and that doesn't get me the physical results that I'm looking for, because your body has shifted. It's like a whole new body. And so with that, whatever you've been doing has got to change, because your body has changed. So I'm hoping that you found some value in this, and to really rethink what you've been doing with your life in terms of menopause, if you've gone into that stage of your life, because your body has changed, and you've got to change. If you want to feel the way you felt before menopause, you want to move the way you moved before menopause in terms of daily activities, getting your sleep, having the energy, not having much brain fog. If you want to restore all of that, then what you put in here has got to change. How you move has got to change. And when you do that, you are going to see a difference in your hair. And then making it a focus, if that is your goal, then make it a focus. Doing the massages, keeping your scalp clean, keeping your hair moisturized, stimulating blood flow. All of these things is going to help make those efforts even better when you take care of the inside. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and I would love to hear your comments, your thoughts, and subscribe if you haven't subscribed, and do a like if you found some value in this. I definitely would like that. It will help me with my channel and to be able to do more videos like this. And and if you would love to join me on this 6 months challenge, because I would love to see how my hair transform over the next 6 months, and I'm looking forward to it. So thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you on the next video. Be blessed.